Today we are discussing the fourth verse of Shikshashtakam. So I have been discussing Shikshashtakam, and the uniqueness of this discussion is not that we are discussing Shikshashtakam. The uniqueness is that we are discussing this from the point of view of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's the uniqueness of this discussion of Shikshashtakam, and this information of Mahaprabhu's comments and his insight into Shikshashtakam. It comes from Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela. This is 20th chapter, and we are on 29th verse. That's where the information comes from. So we are on the fourth verse, and the fourth verse we all know is na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadish kamaye mama janmane janmaneshware bhaktat bhaktir 𝗲𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗀. This is the fourth verse of Shikshashtakam. Now probably we'll do fourth and fifth today, but what this verse says, this verse is a prayer, as we already see and we hear. It's a prayer, and the next verse too. Those are the prayers to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by these verses, is teaching us how to pray to Krishna. So just like when you see in Bible, so people, when Christ was preaching, and people asked him how to pray to God or what to pray, because we even don't understand what prayer should we have offered to him. In fact, if Krishna would come in front of us or just manifest in front of us now, we'll not even figure out what to tell to him. And it was almost the case with Dhruva. Dhruva was doing meditation, and suddenly Lord Vishnu appeared in front of him, and he had no words. What to glorify him, how to pray him. So we have to learn how to pray. That's the idea, and that is why there are terms like stava, stotra, which Prabhupada mentions in Nectar of Devotion. He mentions this. There is stava and stotra. So stotra are those prayers which are composed by devotees, and stava are those prayers which are already composed by devotees. So stava are those prayers which we offer to God, which are already composed by devotees, and stotra are basically those which we would like to make some prayers and then offer to Krishna. So those are mostly stotras. And so should we make our own prayers and offer to Krishna, or should we offer the prayers which are already composed by previous devotees, like Kunti, like Bhishma prayers, like like Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, all these prayers. What should we do? Some people argue, yes, you should offer the prayers which you have composed from your heart, because what you compose and what you pray to Krishna, that is with feelings. So those prayers might not be long prayers, maybe just 1-2 sentences, but it should come from your heart. Some people say like that. Some people argue like that. But Prabhupada in Nectar of Devotion, he says, until unless we are trained how to pray, it's very good to pray or to offer those prayers which are already composed by previous devotees, and those prayers composed by previous devotees are there in scriptures, in Bhagavatam. So like nowadays we are offering this Namamishwaram in the month of Kartik. That's already composed, and it's important to do that because if you offer prayers which are already composed, you have twofold benefit. And the first benefit is you're offering prayers which Krishna likes, these prayers are already tested by Krishna. Krishna is already pleased by such kind of prayers because it has been offered by great rishis, great saints. So the content of the prayers is perfect and to the point, and it has already pleased Krishna. So when we offer to it, Krishna will be pleased. And the second thing is, in the process of offering prayers, we also learn how to pray. When we offer stava, we learn how to pray, and we learn philosophy. We also learn what is the mood of the devotee when they were offering these prayers. In the process of offering prayers, so like in Kartik, we are offering this 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗲𝗀. When we chant these prayers, we learn how to pray to Krishna. Varam deva moksham na moksha vadimba. So many prayers, beautiful shlokas, and we also learn the mood of 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 Muni in offering. And the biggest advantage of offering stava over stotra is, at least in the stage of practice, what we are is we don't offend him by praying complete nonsense. Because we don't have any idea what exactly pleases him. But these devotees who are offering these prayers in Bhagavatam and other scriptures, they know the mind of God, and that is why they know exactly how Krishna will be pleased, fully pleased. That's the idea. How he will be fully pleased. This is the biggest advantage. Krishna will be completely pleased. And but still you might argue, well, by offering these prayers of previous devotees, we might so it might become mechanical, because if I offer with my heart, my own words, then it will be more with feelings. But no, on the contrary, when you offer a stava, you might not have feelings or less feelings as compared to offering the prayers from your heart, but Krishna will have more feelings towards you. Because the biggest advantage of offering stava or the offers already composed is that when you offer that, Krishna not only remembers you, but Krishna also remembers the author of those prayers. And that's the idea. So for example, when you are singing songs of Bhaktivedanta Thakur or Narottam Das Thakur, you are offering to Krishna. Krishna will be remembering you that you are offering, but more than that, he will be remembering Narottam Das Thakur, Bhaktivedanta Thakur. So when you are chanting Kunti Maharani prayers, he is remembering Kunti. When you are chanting 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, he is remembering 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 Muni. And when he remembers them, he becomes very happy. If he remembers us only, I don't think so he'll become so happy who are not even able to chant properly. But when he remembers them, he becomes very happy. And when he becomes very happy and he remembers his pure devotee, his heart melts. And when his heart melts, then we have chances of attaining his mercy. So these prayers, these stava already composed, these prayers composed by Mahaprabhu, these two verses, Na Dhanam and Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, they are almost like Garud Stamp. They are standing between us and Krishna. So just like Mahaprabhu was, when he used to take darshan of Jagannath, he used to stand behind Garud Stamp. And why? Because he used to say, well, who I am? Why would Jagannath look at me? So, but he always looks at his pure devotee Garuda, and he is a pure devotee. So, but if I stand behind him, he might look at me. He might bestow his glance on me, and then my life is perfect. So that is a devotee. So when we go to Krishna, we offer prayers which are already composed by great acharyas, or these kind of prayers by Mahaprabhu. And when we go, then when we offer these prayers, Krishna, these prayers will act like Garud Stamp. They will stand between us and Jagannath. And Jagannath or Krishna, then Krishna will look at these prayers which are composed by Mahaprabhu, he will, or other great devotees, then he will start thinking of those great devotees, and he will become very happy and very blissful. And in that bliss, he might glance on us, and he might bestow his mercy. Because when person is in bliss, he doesn't consider qualifications or disqualifications. He just distributes, and that's the idea of chanting these prayers and offering them to Krishna. So what are these prayers? What are these prayers, and how do we pray? Or in other words, what is the mood of a devotee when he chants his prayers? So this is the verse: Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavetam bhag jagdish kamay mama janmani janmaneshware bhaftad bhaktir 𝗪𝗂𝗿. And we all know this verse, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comments on this. It is 20th chapter, 30th verse, 20.30 Antilila. He says, Dhan jan nahi mago kavita sundari, Shuddh bhakti deha more, Krishna kripa kari. So he says, oh my Lord, I don't want wealth, I don't want followers, I don't want women, I don't want scholarliness. So this word kavita, means scholarliness. Kaviraj. Previously scholars were called as kavi. So in general, in Sanskrit, in Hindi it means a poet, but in Sanskrit kavi is a term which is applied to all those people who are scholarly. So an Ayurvedic doctor will also be called as kavi. He's called Kaviraj. Or maybe an expert Sanskrit grammarian or scholar, he will also be called as kavi. All those. Why? Because kavi is a person who knows language, who knows language of that subject, not just the language of the poem. Of course, with the passing of time, it was just pinned to poets. But in Vedic times, kavi means scholarliness. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I don't want scholarliness of scriptures. I just want one thing. So Krishna will say, okay, fine, what do you want? Why are you chanting my names? Why are you chanting my holy names? You want something, that's why you're chanting. So he says to Krishna, okay, Krishna, if you really ask me what do I want, then this is my prayers. Mama janmani janmaneshware. Birth after birth. If I take birth again and again, if that happens, if I come back to you, and if I am successful in my life's mission to attain love of God, if I am successful in my life's mission to attain you, then that is perfection. But if I am unsuccessful, and if I can't make it due to whatever reasons, or if you want me to stay here in this material world, if that is your will, if you need me not in spiritual world but in this material world for serving you, then I pray to you, Mama janmani janmaneshwari, birth after birth, bhaftad bhakti 𝗪𝗂𝗿. Give me unmotivated, Prabhupada writes, give me unmotivated devotional service unto you. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prays. So there is an aspect of humility there. A devotee, our target is to go back to Godhead, back home to Krishna, to develop love and go back to Him. But a devotee at this point of time, Mahaprabhu is saying, he feels very humble. He feels almost like an ordinary living entity. A devotee doesn't think himself as the devotee. Ami to Vaishnav e buddhi hoile, amani na manat hove. A person or devotee who thinks himself to be a devotee, he can never give respect to others. He can never give proper respect to others. That's what this verse says. So a devotee will never think he's a devotee. A devotee thinks, as devotee advances, he thinks he's trying to be a devotee. That's a real devotee, because the ocean of devotion is is infinite. As you enter the ocean of devotion, the more you enter, the more you see it is impossible to cross it. It is impossible to cross it. You better drown in it rather than crossing it. And that is ocean of devotion, and the devotee becomes humble. The more you enter the ocean of devotion, you are convinced that it is not your efforts which are carrying you across this ocean or inside the ocean. It is the mercy of God, Lord, which is carrying you in the ocean, and that is the ocean of devotion. So that's where Mahaprabhu says in 20.31, Ati denne pune mange dasya bhakti dan, apnar kare samsari jeev abhiman. In great humility, considering himself a conditioned soul of the material world, Mahaprabhu expresses desire for the service of Lord. So, at this point of time, when Mahaprabhu is offering these prayers, his mood, what he's thinking within him, he's thinking, I am an ordinary conditioned soul. He's thinking. Why he's thinking? This is a mark of humility. This is a characteristic of humility. The real humility is that I am trying to serve Krishna. I am trying to be his devotee, trying to be his servant. And a devotee truly thinks like this. A devotee truly starts thinking like this. And then he starts thinking, oh Krishna, where are you and where am I? How will I achieve you? You are so pure. As a devotee does devotion, as he comes to know Krishna, or as Krishna reveals himself to him, to the devotee, being pleased by his service and efforts, he comes face to face with absolute purity, with absolute perfection, with absolute mercy, with unconditioned love. And then he thinks about himself. Who am I? Completely imperfect. Who am I? Millions of lives I've been hating people. But this is unconditioned love, no hate. Who am I? I didn't even hear the word religion. But here is Krishna, who is the highest pinnacle of religion, who is the highest summit of religion, who is absolute purity. Who am I? I am impurity. I am impure down to my core of soul or mind. So when he compares himself with absolute truth, with Krishna, then he thinks, oh my God, Krishna is sky, I am earth, I am nothing. The more you go near Krishna, the more Krishna comes near you, we realize the devotee becomes humble. Because devotee can contrast. Krishna is light and we have darkness inside for millions and millions of years. And when we see light, then we will start hating darkness. But if you are already in darkness and there is no light, or there is some glow worms there, then we don't understand even that we are in darkness. So as we chant holy name with proper attention, with proper mood of Tanadapi Suni Chena, then slowly Krishna will reveal himself in his holy name, and he will reveal his form and qualities. And the more you meditate, the more you understand or realize his qualities, his perfect qualities without any imperfection, his perfect purity without any impurity, the more you will contrast him with you, and the more you will become humble. And that's obvious. Suppose if you meet a great man, so if you are talking about that great man, so suppose you are sitting with your friends in a cafe and you're talking about Bill Gates. You're talking about him. He's so nice, he's so great, and then what he did. So you might be discussing about his adventures, his risk, and all those things, and that will be nice. But if suppose Bill Gates comes there and he catches a chair and sit beside you, immediately you will stop talking about him. You will in fact forget talking about him. You will be simply put in awe and reverence as soon as he comes here. Come on, Bill Gates is there right in front of you. You'll become humble. Immediately you'll become humble. Because you'll start contrasting him and you. And your mind, subconscious mind will start thinking, my God, such a great man. And he has come here by himself. And he's sitting beside me. What should I say to him? What should I say to him? He is so rich. There are no words which I can say to him. I'm like, who am I? I'm like a useless, just a small person earning some salary. Right there, he's in front of us. So the point is, when Bill Gates comes in front of you, then you become humble. But when Bill Gates were not there, you were sitting and talking about him, and you were having fun. So that's the point. We can talk about Krishna now, and we'll have a lot of bliss, because he's bliss, he's source of pleasure. But real humility, like Mahaprabhu here, Mama Janmani Janmaneshwari, the real humility will come when you encounter Krishna face to face. When, like Bill Gates, Krishna comes to you, takes a chair and sits in your heart. And then you will be put in awe and reverence, complete awe and reverence. And you will start thinking, my God, he is here. I was talking about him all along, but now he is here. And you will encounter him face to face in chanting of holy name. That's where you encounter him. Not outside. Don't search him outside. He'll manifest himself in holy name. And there he will manifest his form and qualities. And the more he manifests himself into your heart when you chant and you meet him face to face, then the more humble you become. And the more you start thinking, I'm an ordinary person. I don't deserve that Krishna comes to me. Krishna manifests himself into my heart. And then you start thinking this thing. Mama Janmani Janmaneshwari Bhaftat Bhartirahitu Kito. Oh Krishna, I don't have any words what to tell you, but I want one thing. I want to... I'm an ordinary person who doesn't understand any religion. I'm an ordinary person who is impure. I'm an ordinary person whose mind is bewildered by this glamour of material attraction. Millions of lives have done so much offenses to you. And this you are telling Krishna directly face to face, that when you have realization. And so what can I ask from you? I can just ask one thing. If you don't take me back to Godhead, to your abode, and if I am born again in this material world, and there are high possibilities of this, then please engage me in your unmotivated devotional service. Or in other words, the prayer is, please remember me. Please keep me in your mind. That's this prayer. The essence of this prayer is, you're telling to Krishna, wherever I go in this material world, wherever I'm born or forced to be born because of my actions or because of even your desire, if I'm born here, then please, or your plan, then please keep me in your mind. Don't forget me. Please always remember me. I know you are in your spiritual abode. I know I am in material world, such a long distance, far, far away from you. But I just want in one corner of your mind, keep me, remember me, please. I know that you don't have time to remember people like us who can't even chant, who are doing so many offenses. You always remember your pure devotees. You're enjoying. You're so busy with remembering your pure devotees like Yashoda, Nand Baba, gopis, your cows, your beautiful Vrindavan, and that's there in the center of your mind. But in one corner, one remote corner, please keep me in your mind. And so Krishna might ask you, why should I remember you? Why should I keep you in my mind? Why at all? You are chanting my names, I understand. You are doing my devotion, I understand. You don't want any money, followers, women. You don't want scholarliness, I understand. And that's nice. That's nice. My mercy is upon you. But why should I keep you in my mind? That's a big request. in return of your small service to me, of your tiny service to me. That's a big reward. To be in Krishna's mind, that's the perfection of life. If Krishna can think about you once, even once, your life becomes perfect. And that's what whole devotion is all about. That is what we are chanting Hare Krishna with a hope against hope. That Krishna once remembers you, not officially, but with love. Now Krishna remembers officially, no? Just like in office, he has a file, and there are names of devotees who are in ISKCON also, initiated devotees. And he goes daily in the office, he checks, okay, this devotee is still there, his name is there. His name is not transferred from his file to Maya's file. It's there. And he tells all the secretaries, his demigods, his angels, okay, guide him, give mercy to him. He also does as super soul officially. But our name is not in another file. There's one more file, which is personal file of Krishna, personal diary. Our name is in his official diary. But his personal diary, when he opens, there is name of his mother, his father, his friends. Is it? It's like that. Every businessman has a personal diary, or now a personal folder in his WhatsApp, in his phone book, in his Apple phone. You have official folder, personal folder. Personal folder, you have your personal pictures of your son, of your wife, of your mother, father. But in official folder, you have other pictures of your corporates, of your corporate friends, of your business tours. There are two different sets of folders. Our aim is that our picture and name should appear not just in his official folder, but also in his personal folder. That's what Mahaprabhu is praying. Bhavtat bhaktir ahituki tvai. Ahitu, the sense of ahituki is this. I want unmotivated devotional service. And the idea of unmotivated devotional service is, the idea is that Krishna, please remember me. Please remember me with love at least once. Because if you can remember me with love at least once, then illusion cannot stop me. Illusion cannot destroy us. Illusion cannot put any obstacle with us. Because Maya will know, oh yes, Krishna is thinking about this person. God is thinking about this person. So I cannot affect him. I cannot stop him. That Maya knows. Maya knows he is an important person. So just like these police people. So Prabhupada says Maya is police, and it is punishing criminals like us who have revolted against Krishna, revolted against the state. But if police catches you, and then you say, well, you know what? I am the son of DIG. Then police will say, okay, fine, leave him. He is the son of DIG. He is an important person, He might be foolish, but he is son of DIG. We can't do anything. We lose our jobs. And that's the idea. Even if Krishna just remembers you in his mind even once, and your name appears in his personal folder, not an official folder, then Maya will know, my God, he is an important person. His name is there in personal folder of Krishna. So just leave him. Forget about him. We can't do anything to him. So this prayer seems small, but it's a very big prayer. In fact, this is the only prayer we should be doing to Krishna. It's full of humility. There's no pride, and full of and the best prayer which can lead you to perfection of your life. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You see, that's why Shikshashtakam prayers are the best prayers we can offer to Krishna. Mama janmani janmaneshwari bhavtat bhakti hetuki tvai. But now the question comes. Krishna asks you, why? So as I already told, why should I keep you in my mind? What do you desire so in this verse? Mama janmani janmaneshwari bhavtat bhakti hetuki tvai. But do you deserve that? Do you deserve that even to remain in the remotest corner of my mind? Do you know me? I am God. I'm God, and who are you? You are struggling to chant 16 rounds. I keep in my mind, in the foremost part of my mind, I keep Vrajvasis, and then on the sides of my mind I keep Dwarkavasis, and then on further sides I keep Mathuravasi, and then on the back of my mind I keep all other devotees who are there in other incarnations as Ram or maybe Dhruva or other all other devotees who are in Vaikuntha, all those devotees are there. So there is no place in my mind to keep a devotee like you. And then I keep devotees who are preaching in this material world, who are pure devotees, who are risking their lives, who are fulfilling my mission in this material world. And then I keep devotees who always assist me in my pastimes in various universes. So there's so many devotees to think about and to remember. But who are you in this list? What do you deserve? You chant 16 rounds. You go to Sunday programs, I know. You take prasad, I know. But what you have done for me? Is there anything you have done for me? Nothing. Have you risked your life for me? No. Have you achieved anything in this material world? So in the sense, have you opened a temple, big temples? Have you written books? What you have done? So question is, why should I keep you in my mind? And that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answers in the next verse. So you see these prayers, Chaitanya, if you read Shikshashtakam verse after verse after verse, this is a dialogue. This is not a monologue. It appears as a monologue, but it's a dialogue. Mahaprabhu offers a prayer and he anticipates what Krishna is going to tell him. And then he offers the next verse in that anticipation. And perhaps a devotee answers Krishna or requests him in such a way. He is trying to develop a theme which will convince Krishna that yes, I deserve your mercy. I need your mercy. I need your mercy. Without your mercy, I will die. That's where Mahaprabhu's prayers are leading to. He's trying to convince him logically, with feelings, with proper intention. So the question is, Krishna asks now, why should I keep you in my mind? And the answer Mahaprabhu is saying in the 5th verse, Ai nanda tanuja kinkaram patitam ma vishame bhavambhadau kripaya tava pada pankaja sthita duli sadrisham vichintaya. Now he says, yes, you should keep me in your mind. Why? Because Ai nanda tanuja kinkaram. Because I so kinkaram. Kinkaram means eternal servant. And that's what Mahaprabhu says in 20.33. Tumar nitya das mui. Tuma pasari. I am your eternal servant. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram. Kinkaram means eternal servant. I am your eternal servant, but somehow I forgot you. And was fallen into the ocean of this material existence. So please pick me up and put me as a dust of a lotus feet. So that's the argument which Mahaprabhu gives. Okay, I am your servant, I am your part and parcel, but I have forgotten you. It's I belong to you, and that's the point there. Mahaprabhu is making Krishna remember, or teaching us. Okay, fine. When Krishna asks you, what do you deserve? Why do you deserve? Then you can tell Krishna, I know I belong to you. You know that I belong to you. I might have forgotten that. I might have forgotten by millions and millions of life which I have been spending in this material world. Yes, I might have forgotten that I belong to you, but you remember that once upon a time, millions of years ago, or practically eternity, I was belonging to you. I am your part and parcel. Son can forget father, but father never forgets the son. Son can forget the mother, but the mother can never ever forget his son. And that's what the plea given here is. Yes, the fact I belong to you, the fact you belong to me, the fact that we have a relationship which is eternal, it cannot be broken. And so in spite of I doing complete nonsense, in spite of I rejecting you, still you should accept me, because a son can hate mother, but a mother never hates a son. And that's what Prabhupada says in one of his lectures. So because your mother, your father, you never hate your son, although the son can say, although the son might say anything to their parents, he might abuse them, he might throw them out of his house, just like people do when people are old. He might say complete nonsense to them. He might also disrespect them. For some time the parents will not talk to him, but then they can't even help not talking to him. They can't even help, actually. They still want to talk to him. Their affection never fades, actually. And that is what he says, Krishna, I am useless. My heart is hard-hearted, but your heart is soft and full of love. So on that strength, I pray to you. Please keep me in your mind. Please keep me in your mind. I nanda tanuja kinkaram. That's the idea. So this word I means in Sanskrit, I is an expression like in Hindi we say oh, or in English we say ah. So when we have pain we say ah, like that we say. This expression, that expression I carries a sense of separation and distress. That's this word all about I. So Mahaprabhu is saying, oh my Lord, oh Krishna, and that's what Prabhupada translates as oh my Lord, I as oh my Lord. He's calling him. Mahaprabhu is feeling distressed, and this is how we should pray to him, in distress. And that's what Mahaprabhu is also teaching us, how to chant. This is how we chant. There is a mood while chanting. These prayers we offer when we chant to Krishna, is it? Prabhupada says, how to chant Hare Krishna, with what mood? Krishna, please engage me in your service. And it should be like child's cry to the mother. No, that's what Prabhupada says. So, please engage me in your service. That is Nadhanam Najanam Nasundarim. Like a child's cry for the mother. That is this Ai Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram. It's exactly these two verses what Prabhupada says. So these prayers are not to be offered when you chant in the morning, that's all. No. These are the prayers you offer when you chant the holy names of Lord, while you are chanting. So this is a mood of chanting. This is what Mahaprabhu is teaching us, how to chant with quality and not just quantity. It is not Sada Kirtana Hari. So in that third verse, Trinadapi Sunnichena, Mahaprabhu says you should always chant. And that third verse is a tip. That is a way of life. Third verse, Mahaprabhu is teaching a way of life, how you should conduct your life, your actions, your words, so that you can always chant his names. The quantity part. But then what about the quality part? How to get quality? Quantity is not enough, meaning not quality. And that quality he is teaching us in 4th and 5th verse. How to bring that quality. And this is the mood of chanting. This is the mood. In distress or in eagerness, Krishna, please accept me as your servant. That's what I want. That's what I want. I can pray to you this. Please accept me as your servant, because I am your kinkar. Because I was your servant. You remember this? You remember this, but I forgot. Patitam mam vishame bhavambuto. Patitam means I was fallen in this ocean of material existence. In other words, I forgot this fact. I was attracted to this material world. I completely forgot. But you are Nanda Tanuja. You are the son of Nanda Maharaj. And as son of Nanda Maharaj, you are the prince of Vrindavan. You are the king of Vrindavan. And kings and prince, they should never forget their subjects. They should never forget their people, their part and parcel. And that's why Mahaprabhu says, Ai Nanda Tanuja. So at this point of time, at this verse, the mood is of eagerness that Krishna should accept him. The mood is of separation from him. Mahaprabhu is also praying to Krishna, Krishna kripya tava pada pankaja, please keep me at your lotus feet. So the idea is, keep me at your lotus feet. Keep me as a dust of your lotus feet, maybe as a dust of dust. And the idea here is, if you cannot accept me, then please don't reject me. That's the idea here. If you cannot keep me in your mind, if you cannot keep me in your personal folder, please don't strike my name from your official folder at least. Please keep me, don't reject me. Please keep me in your list, somewhere or the other. Okay, that's the deal. That's the deal. Don't just reject me, don't just leave me. Because if you leave me, patitam ma vishame bhavambuto, I will again fall into material existence. Falling means forgetting Krishna. That's what is falling all about. We might think to fall down means to do illicit sex, to gamble, to eat meat, to not to chant. Of course, that's gross fall down. But Mahaprabhu is not talking about that here. And neither we aim, and neither an advanced devotee, for him eating meat in no illicit sex, that should be natural. It's not that, or chanting rounds, that should be spontaneous and natural. That should be obvious. I have to chant 16 rounds. If we can't even finish our 16 rounds, that's not fallen. So that's not called a fallen devotee. That's called complete nonsense devotee. He's not even a devotee. He's an animal. He's an animal. If you can't even keep 4 regulatory principles and not chant your rounds, Bhagavatam says he's an animal. Animals. So animals like to do illicit sex, eat meat. That's an animalistic tendency. Animals cannot chant holy names. Human life begins from chanting of holy names and following the regulatory principles. This is a minimum what we can do. But then in human life, fall down exactly means forgetting Krishna. That's fall down. And of course, if you don't follow these rules, regulations and don't chant, definitely you will forget him for next lives together. But we don't think about that as fall down. That is, you're reduced to animal, that's all. If you can't even do that. But chanting 16 rounds and also following 4 regulatory principles, okay, fine, at least we are humans. And then through chanting, we have to remember, we are supposed to remember Krishna. And that is what is function of chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. And so when we remember him, that is a success of life. If we forget him, then we have fallen. Even though we might be chanting, but if we forget him, then we have fallen. Then we are considered fallen. Just forgetting him is you have fallen. We might put tilak, kanthi, Koru temple, but if we don't remember him in our mind, then we have fallen. So that's what Mahaprabhu is saying here. Patitam mam vishame bhavambuto. I had forgotten you. I was not even chanting your names. I was complete non-devotee. I had completely forgotten you. And that kind of state I have been reduced to that. But if you don't accept me, but then please don't reject me. Now I am doing devotion. I am doing devotion to you. Ai Nanda Tanuja. this Nanda Tanuja means is addressing Krishna. He knows Krishna so he's offering these prayers as a devotee, and that's what we offer our prayers, no? Just like a child's cry to the mother, we chant and we chant and we say to, and Mahaprabhu is teaching us this. You pray like this, okay? Pray like this, Krishna. Now after many millions of lives, I've chanting your name. I've got this opportunity to chant your names. So if you don't accept me, please don't reject me, because as soon as you reject me, illusion will again trap me. It will again pull me down, and I'll be again lost for millions and millions of lives. So because if you reject me, if you forget me, then I will forget you. That's all. So if you forget me, I'll forget you. And that devotees knows. If you reject me, then I will get defeated by the illusion. So 𝗪𝗂𝗪 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗀𝗀. That's what Mahaprabhu prays. This is the idea behind the prayers. The idea is I always want to remember you. So even in devotional life, as a practitioner of devotion, we might be practicing the rules and regulations, we might be following the process, but in the mind we might be remembering illusion. And that often happens now. When we chant, our mind goes all over the material, all over the place, it starts thinking complete nonsense sometimes. So we are chanting the holy names by a voice, but our mind is not chanting, our mind is not remembering him. The chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam is not leading to Smaranam, and that's a disconnect. And that's what Mahaprabhu is saying, that when mind starts thinking of anything other than Krishna, it is fallen in ocean of material existence. That's what I don't want, Krishna. I don't want. So and then another aspect of this prayer is Sitaduli Sadrisham Vichintya. Please keep me as a particle of dust at your lotus feet. The idea is Krishna, whatever you want me as in your spiritual world, accept me like that. So it is the take is in your hands, not in my hand. You are the chooser, and I am not the chooser. I can't choose to become Gopi or Sakha or maybe mother and father or a peacock of Vrindavan. You can't choose. What I can just tell you, the idea of this is put me like a particle of dust at your lotus feet. The idea is you. So whatever sector you have free in your spiritual world. So in whatever department you need me, so in whatever department you feel there's a lack and you need more servants, put me there. Even if it is as a dust of your lotus feet. If you think there is some place, put me there, no problem. I have no choice. And that's what Mahaprabhu says, Dasya Abhiman, he says afterwards. Dasya Abhiman. He says in 34th verse, Tumar sevak karo, tumara sevan. And then he says, yes, I want Tumar nitya das mui. I want just to serve you in any capacity. That's the idea. In any capacity. In any capacity I can serve you. Whatever you desire, I am ready. So here by this verse, Mahaprabhu is also counteracting Sahajyas. In Sahajya songs, if you see, they'll be praying, I want to become Gopi, and like that. But Mahaprabhu is praying, I want to become a dust of your lotus feet. That's all. In other words, whatever you want. So like suppose if you go to an office for a job, and the job is, so you go to the office and tell to the boss of that company, okay, fine, so I want to join your company. So I want to join your company. I am in dire necessity of money. Without this job, I'll die. And even if you keep me as a peon, I am ready to do this job. I'm ready to do this job. So the idea is, Mahaprabhu is expressing by this statement, Chitta Dhuli Satrisham Vichintya, he's eager to serve Krishna. That intense desire to serve him. That's the idea. Intense desire to serve him. And serve him in any capacity. We are ready. Intense desire to come in contact with him. The intense desire to remember him. And the intense anxiety of forgetting him. Both ways. This verse goes both ways. And that is devotion. That is a feeling. That is a feeling when we chant. This kind of feelings should be there. It should not be mechanical. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Of course, when we chant in the beginning, chanting is mechanical. And of course, that beginning continues till the end of our devotional career. For most of us, even after 15-20 years, we are still chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, like a parrot. But no, Chaitanya was saying, don't do that. Don't do that. Because it will be boring for you, but more than that, it will be boring for Krishna. But more than that, it will be very saddening for Krishna. Krishna will become sad even after so many years of practice. You're chanting without quality, you're chanting without feelings for me. And here is a feeling. If you want to understand what are the feelings, here is the feelings. The intense desire to come in contact with him, to remember him, and intense anxiety of forgetting him. Intense anxiety. Intense eagerness to be accepted by Lord, and intense anxiety that maybe Krishna might reject me. Both things are there. Both things. And that is the prayers of and that is what Prabhupada teaches us there when he says in Science of Realization, please Krishna, engage me in your service. This is how you should pray to Krishna. Oh Hare, engage me in your service. Oh Krishna, engage me in your service. This intense desire to be accepted by him in his service. And then he says, it should be a child's cry for the mother. That is intense anxiety that mother may not come. And child starts weeping. He starts weeping. So Prabhupada put that into very simple words for us to understand. Prabhupada even, so that statement of Prabhupada, how to chant, that is translation of these two verses, 4th and 5th. And when I first read that verse, so when I first heard that, so when we joined this movement, there were some cassettes of Hare Krishna mantra where they had Prabhupada chanting, and then but then in the beginning there was this lecture on how to chant by Prabhupada, which is recorded in Science of Self-Realization. It should be so then Prabhupada says that it should be chanting like Mother Hara, the child's cry for the mother. There is a transcendental vibration. So you all might have heard this lecture of Prabhupada. It's a famous lecture. So at that time I used to think, Prabhupada, these prayers are so simple. Prabhupada is saying, engage me in your service, child's cry for mother. Is there anything deeper than that? It seems like that when Prabhupada speaks. He puts that into English in simple statement, and it seems, come on, this is so simple. Is there no depth or maybe more intricate and deeper things? So then I started reading other books of other acharyas, but then I read that Shikshashtakam, and I was meditating on this, and I found Prabhupada is simply he's presenting as it is, and he gives us in such a simple way that we don't even realize that it is deep. So just like a mother gives a child nice preparations of food, and child simply enjoys it. He doesn't realize how much efforts mother has put in making these nice dishes, how much effort she has put in actually preparing those beautiful delicacies. The child doesn't realize that. But as he grows, as he becomes old enough, and he has his own children, then he realizes, my God, to make these delicacies, samosas and kachori, which we eat in 1 second, which we used to eat in 1 second when we were children, so difficult. It takes so much lot of time and patience and efforts, and the children eat it without even realizing that fact. So that's what is Prabhupada's books and this statement all about. Please, Krishna, engage me in your service. Like a child's cry for mother. That is 4th and 5th verse of Shikshashtakam. We don't even realize that in the beginning. But slowly we realize, and slowly we realize the depth of these statements. And the mood. Slowly when we keep on chanting with these prayers, we realize the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We realize the mood of Nadhanam, Mama Janmane Janmaneshwari, Bhaftad Bhakti 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗃. That Krishna, the mood is, Krishna, please keep me, please put my name from your official folder to your personal folder. If you cannot do that, then please at least don't strike my name from your official folder. And please accept me as your servant, that eagerness for acceptance. And please don't reject me, that anxiety of rejection, that hope against hope. All these things, all these dynamics are there in the heart of a devotee. And then when he chants with such a quality of chanting, when there's this quality of chanting like that, then Krishna becomes extremely satisfied. He becomes so happy hearing your chanting. He's hearing your chanting, is it? So it's not you are just hearing your chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. It's not your tongue and your ears. It is Krishna's ears also. He's there. And then he becomes very happy. Oh, good. This is a devotee. His heart melts by your chanting. Not only your heart melts. When his heart melts, then your heart will melt. And then that is the perfection of your life. That is the perfection of your life. So we can reach to this platform of quality chanting. We can do quality chanting if we read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Read Chaitanya Charitamrita. Read this chapter 20 of Ante Leela. Read this whole chapter, and then you can understand how Mahaprabhu is commenting, composing, and tasting these verses and revealing them to entire humanity, to entire humanity, to also repeat these prayers and taste them, and also meditate on them, and finally imbibe them in the soul, and then offer them back to Krishna when you chant. That's the idea. That is a gift of. That's what Mahaprabhu came to give us gift. Golokera prema dana harinam sankirtana. And that's what we have to go deep within this chanting. We have to put efforts in that. So the idea is if we don't have the feelings now, and most of us we don't have these kind of feelings, it seems almost impossible to have these kind of feelings. But if you read about these feelings of Mahaprabhu, and if you appreciate them, and if you discuss them, these things, these feelings and these verses with devotees, and also worship these verses, these verses, and and also worship the feelings, these kind of feelings, then slowly these feelings will percolate in your heart. These feelings drop by drop will percolate in your heart, and you will start imbibing it. So simply by Matchitmadgata Parana Bodhihanta Parasparam, simply by discussing with devotees this nice Chaitanya Charitamrita and appreciating feelings of devotees, we'll also get these feelings. We at least we'll get a desire to get these feelings. At least that's the first step. That's the first step. We will get a desire. Oh, I also want to chant like this. I want a chanting like this. And when you get a desire, then when that desire is coupled with your deservance, with your efforts that you apply in service of Krishna, and also the mercy of Krishna, And all these are blessed, when your desires are blessed by the mercy of Lord, this desire to attain this platform, and they're mixed with the camphor of your efforts, then Krishna will give you these feelings. Okay, fine. You want these feelings, and now I'm happy with your efforts and sincere devotion. You even deserve these feelings. Okay, then here is a gift to you. Take these feelings, and then when you chant, then truly we can chant with these kind of feelings. What Prabhupada said in simple statement, engage me in your service, child's cry for the mother, or in Sanskrit, or in deeper statements of this Shikshashtakam, we can really serve him to a fullest capacity. We can please him by chanting, and that is what is perfection of human life, to give pleasure to Krishna. That is what is pure devotion. So these 2 verses, you can go and meditate. Think about these verses. These verses are like ocean, these 2 verses. And there are so many jewels in these verses. There are so many things I can talk about more and give more insight into these verses. But this is a crux, what I have told you. So we can all meditate on these verses, appreciate Mahaprabhu, what is given to us, try to discuss, imbibe them, and perfect our lives and perfect our chanting. This is quality chanting. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much for hearing to me. Hare Krishna. Shikshashtakam. So is there any questions or comments? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Very wonderful lecture, Prabhu. But I have a question.
Yeah.
Not question, I missed out something.
Yeah.
In the beginning you said prayers which are composed by Mahaprabhu and prayers which are composed by devotees. And the name you gave, first one was Sabd.
Who?
I could not get the right name.
No. So I told Prabhupada mentions in Nectar of Devotion that there are 2 kind of prayers, Stava and Stotra. So Stotra are those prayers.
What is that word?
Stotra, S-T-O-T-R-A, Stotra. Stotra. So there's a difference between Stava and Stotra. Stotra are those prayers which you compose and then offer to Krishna. And Stava are those prayers which are already composed and then you offer to Krishna. So that's what I was mentioning, that it is important to offer Stava and not Stotra as at this level of our level of sadhana.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very, very wonderful insights and wonderful class. You pointed out that in the course of mechanically taking for granted the principles of bhakti, we are slipping this emotions of bhakti.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pranam, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, thank you so much. You are very kind. You always think about us, how to improve. You're trying to help everyone. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
When you came to Shah, you help us out, and still you are trying to help each and everyone, and how we can improve in our bhakti, in our chanting also. Thank you.
Okay, that's nice. That's great. If you benefited.
And Prabhuji, you said we have to pray, but like through Maharaj, he was so determined, even if he wanted that material thing, but like because of my papa or anything, since all the I'm like so ignorant, not able to think about like I want to pray or it's so conditioned.
That's true. But everything will come along if we. So that's what I was mentioning in lecture. That if we read about Mahaprabhu and if we read, and if we can meditate on his emotions and his teachings and we can worship him, then slowly we'll become eager to attain these things. Our heart will not become eager to attain anything in this material world. Our heart will become eager to attain these pure feelings, and then coupled with our sincere efforts and our preaching and our sincere service, then Krishna will give us, okay, fine, take these feelings, and then life is perfect. So that's the point there. Okay.
Krishna Prabhu, very nice,
Hare
very wonderful lecture, and thank you so much for motivating us.
Hare Krishna.
In a track of sadhana.
Hare Krishna.
I have one question. I was reading this. Prabhu means the four kind of people they approach to the Krishna, right? Distressed and who are in need of money and who are inquisitive and who are seeker of truth.
Yeah.
So what is the fine difference between the inquisitive and seeker of truth?
There is. So four kind of people come to Krishna. One is distressed, arto, and one is in need of money. That we understand. Then Jigyasu, one is inquisitive, and then one is Jnani. So the difference between inquisitive and Jnani is the inquisitive person, he comes just to check out. That's inquisitive. Okay, fine. There's a kirtan going on, and some American comes inside. Okay, so what's happening there? Let's check out. There's dance, there's fast party. So those people are inquisitive people. Or maybe suppose in temple there's a class going on, so of some cosmology, of some explanation of universe, and some students come. Okay, let's check out. Let's see whether Earth is flat or round or like this. So they are inquisitive about knowing what's happening around in this movement of Hare Krishna. What's happening? Let's see. That's inquisitive. But then there's Jnani. Jnani, Krishna says, he's very dear to me. He says that. And Jnani is a person who is in search of absolute truth. He doesn't come there to check out just check out what's happening. He comes there so that Jnani is visiting many spiritual institutions in search of genuine answers. How should I get free of birth and death? How should I understand God? And that's why he came. So he might be visiting other places just to find his answers, and now he has come to Krishna. Okay, does Krishna has these answers? Can he satisfy me with these answers? Who is God? How do I get free of birth and death? So Krishna says, Jnani is very dear to me because he's in search of me, and now he comes to me. But inquisitive person, he is not in search of Krishna. He's not in search of God. He's in search of knowledge. Just knowledge, pure knowledge. He wants to see. He wants to see what's happening everywhere. So that is a distinction. So that is why he is not as dear as Jnani. Krishna says, yes, he is a pious man. He comes to me. So arthi, they are in search of money, and some people are in search of solutions to their problems. Some people are in search of knowledge, and so any kind of knowledge, material or spiritual. But some people are in search of God, and Krishna says these are called Jnanis. They are very dear to me because they are in search of me. So definitely they are in search. They are Krishnas. They are very dear to Krishna. So this is a distinction between them.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the Naradham and Maya?
Prabhupada explains. Maya Prita Jnana is those whose Maya Aparhita. Aparhita means stolen, Maya means illusion. Those whose intelligence is stolen by illusion. That's Maya Prita Jnana. And that is like scientists or philosophers, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and that means by their theories they conclude that there is no God. Illusion confuses them, and they have knowledge, but the conclusion is ignorance. That is Maya Prita Jnana. They have knowledge of this material world, but the conclusion is ignorance, that there is no God. That is Maya Prita Jnana. Scientists, philosophers, and all those things. And Naradham is person. Nar means human, Adham means fallen. Who is the most fallen human? Most fallen. And who is most fallen? Most fallen person is that person who comes to Krishna consciousness and then leaves it. He is the most fallen person. He is the most unfortunate person. So Naradham means most unfortunate. That's the his fortune brought him to Krishna, but he's so unfortunate that even after coming to Krishna consciousness he leaves it. So it's just like you have river of nectar in front of you. You're sitting on the bank of river of nectar, and you don't take even a drop of it, and then you die of thirst, and you leave it thinking that it is simple ordinary water. So that person will be the most unfortunate person, isn't it? So those kind of people who come to spirituality, somehow or the other, they practice, but then they leave it after some time. So those are one category of most unfortunate people. That is what Prabhupada describes both of them. That's okay.
Do they believe in the God or they don't believe in the God?
Who?
Narada.
No.
They don't have any reason in their life. They are socially and economically they are well off, but we don't have any reason.
No.
We don't believe in that.
No. They see, Naradham is a person who believes in God, who might believe in God, but then slowly who loses his faith. So like when we were children, we used to go to temple, and we had this culture of Krishna and Ram. But when we grew up, we took education. So slowly we lost that faith. So then we come into category of Narada, most unfortunate person. So when you lose the faith and then fall down, then you come in category of Naradham. But if you don't have faith from beginning, if you don't have any idea of spirituality from the beginning, then that person is called Muda. So that is called Muda. That is so out of 4 persons who do not come to Krishna, that is Muda. That is a ignorant person who is always thinking of body, who has no idea that there's anything beyond the body. But Naradham is a person who had faith at one point of time, but then lost it. So he is Adham. He has fallen from that platform. He is most unfortunate. That's the idea.
So they may be fallen because of the Maya?
Yeah, of course.
So again, they come under the category of Maya.
No, that is not Maya Aprita Jnana. That Maya Aprita Jnana is that they have knowledge, but the knowledge is stolen by illusion. They don't fall down. They have knowledge, material knowledge or spiritual knowledge, any knowledge. So Maya Aprita Jnana, we are not talking about spirituality. we are talking about just knowledge. Maya apirta jnana, the word jnana is there. So Maya apirta jnana. So you can have any knowledge of material world or spiritual world, but when your conclusion is that God doesn't exist, by using that knowledge, that is Maya apirta jnana. So you might be in spirituality, but you conclude that God is formless. So that is Maya apirta jnana. There is no God, I am God. So Mayavadis also come in Maya apirta jnana. So either in spiritual life or in material life, any kind of knowledge whose conclusion is that there is no God or I am God, that is Maya apirta jnana. But Naradham is a person who had faith in God, but now who forget God, who forgets Him. It is not that he is trying to say there is no God. Maya apirta jnana people say there is no God. Naradham says, okay, fine. He just forgets everything. He just forgets the aim of life. He might say there is God, but then fine, I am in this material world. I don't have time. I don't have time to chant, and he loses interest, and that is Naradham. So of course, both of them are affected by Maya. Maya apirta jnana is also affected by Maya. Naradham is also affected by Maya, but in different ways. In different ways they are affected by Maya. Is that okay?
Thank you, Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Yes, very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So Hare Krishna, Praveen. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So Praveen Prabhu, are you there? Hare Krishna.